morning, good afternoon. Hello, wherever you are receiving this, whenever you are receiving this. Woo! Happy equinox, everybody. If you are receiving me and you can hear everything okay, can you leave me a little emoji or something in the comments letting me know we're good to go? Mm. We are celebrating spring equinox in the northern hemisphere, and in the southern hemisphere, it is your autumn equinox. So I'm excited about that. And today, for our Woo Woo Wednesday, I'm excited to be offering free guidance, free insight about your personal year. So, just kind of waiting for somebody to come on. I'll check here. See if this is working. Hi, hi, hi. Howard from Ocala. Ashley, hello. Good to see you. Kristen, hey, babe. Good. The comments are working. I'm so excited. Hello, 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 everyone. It's so good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Um, I'm going to be popping back and forth from my phone to my laptop because sometimes not all the comments show up. So if you're talking to me in the comments and I don't say your name, Crystal says, I can see you. Kristen's already offered me her numbers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm able to scroll up and down on this. So I just like to give a little bit of introduction. Thank you for joining me. I'm a swift mover, so if you have questions about what I'm sharing, please let me know. A little bit about me, Ty Gold, alchemist, co-founder of New Earth Magic School. I studied numerology about, well, let's not do the math. I'm going to be doing math all day. 2015, I had this legendary master spiritual teacher, sister friend come into my life, and she taught me all about numerology. She had studied it for half of her life, and she passed away a year and a half ago. She's actually the one that married my husband and I, and she passed peacefully in her sleep about 6 months after her husband passed, and I have not deciphered a number since. So this is me moving past the grief of my sister friend, like spiritual mama, and kind of coming back out, offering and sharing numerology again. Numerology, I think, is such a fabulous assessment tool. I've been providing numerology like readings and for years. And some of the ways I really love using numerology, it's an ancient system. It's different than angel numbers, but you might see some commonalities there. Um, I've used it. I love to do comparison. So I've done it with trans people when they've gone through name changes, or in the event of somebody getting married or having a divorce, going through name changes, because those frequencies they change. And when I decipher and compare the two, the one that you're using most often when it comes to your name becomes kind of the prevailing vibration. And when I do a full profile on someone, I'm looking at how you grow best, what your life lessons are, what you fantasize about, what your soul urges are, and kind of like your talents, your strengths, your expertise areas. I also utilize numerology to decipher business names. I can't tell you how many times, so many times, people have chosen a name for a business that doesn't quite match the mission of the business or the essence of the business. And so that's another way that I utilize this. At New Earth Magic School, we have programs for empaths, healers, and psychics to really up level their skill set. I personally mentor divine channels, divine priestesses, and healers. And that's where you can kind of find me using this numerology system. I don't tend to do one off services. So I don't really have an offer for numerology today. This is a way for me to contribute my time and talents It's like tithing my time and talents in a way that lights me up, that brings me joy, and it keeps me in the flow of reciprocity with the universe, with the divine. So all of my payments come in on time. I gratefully receive lump sums from clients, and it's because I usually about once a month in some way I'm constantly giving back. And so I don't have a offer to really present you after today. I'm just freely sharing my guidance and letting you know that this is something that if you and I worked one to one together, it might be something that you get to benefit from. I really enjoy it, and I've been doing it, I guess, almost 9 years now. I've done the math. So personal year vibration. I don't know if you caught my live stream talking about this. I'm not even sure that I did it in here. But when we're looking at your personal year, we're looking at the year that you're in now, the vibration that you're in now, and it does not switch on your birthday like a light switch. It's more energetic, so you'll see it kind of ebb in about a month, a few weeks before your birthday, and then the other vibration frequency will move out. So, by me doing your personal year, channeling your personal year, and deciphering your personal year for you today, you might actually end up hearing about two numbers, the one that's going and the one that's arriving. It'll just depend on what time of year your birthday lands. As you all know, most of you know, 2024 is an 8 vibration year. So that will be the third number that I end up using. And I'm telling you this so you can decipher on your own from here on out. I'm a teacher at heart. And also, in case somebody's catching the replay, I want you to have the information, and hopefully we'll go through enough examples, and I'm going to provide some insights if I don't have enough examples, that if you tune into the entirety of this replay, you should be able to get some good, juicy nuggets for your own personal year. So 2024 is an 8 year, and I'm actually going to use Sharon. Sharon is from Australia. She's probably sleeping right now. Got my handy dandy dry erase board. So I'm going to add the 8. Let me line this up. I'm going to have to go the other way. Where are you? There you are. 8. And then I remembered Sharon's birthday. She's September 21st. Okay. So 8 for the year, 9 for September, and then Sharon's birthday is on the 21st. I kind of did the math earlier, but it comes out to 38 for Sharon, which in numerology, you always try to aim for a single number. But in Sharon's case, it came up to an 11-2 vibe. But like I said, Sharon won't slide into that 11-2 vibe until like August or September. That's when the tide will start to change for her. So in Sharon's case, and like I said, pay attention, this could end up being your number as well. She'll still be in a 1 vibration till about August. And when you're in a 1 vibe, you've got that spirit, that entrepreneurship vibe going strong. You're really feeling yourself. You're really in your soul's identity. You're looking forward to having new ideas, going to new places, new faces. It's a lot of new beginnings. A lot of people start businesses or really hit the gas pedal in their 1 year, just feeling a lot more confident. And it's a solo vibe. Doesn't mean you do everything by yourself, but it means that you have more confidence when you're going it alone. So Sharon will be in that vibe, and I'm using her as an example, until around August. And then the things will switch to this 11-2 vibe. And 11 is a master number. It's a master teacher number, and it's also spiritually illuminating. Now, spiritual illuminating can feel kind of rough for some people because it brings all things to light. So that can feel like a lot of pressure. It can feel like witnessing things go wrong so that you can kind of reroute or rewrite your own story. The good thing about 11 too, because it can have a little bit of extremism. Sometimes you can feel yourself just like disgusted and not like other people's choices not making sense. And the good thing with an 11-2 vibe is that the 2 will kind of temper it. The 2 is very diplomatic. The 2 is very cooperative. There's a lot of feminine flow and essence with the 2 vibe. 2 vibe is all about like working together, collaboration. So that was using Sharon's as an example. And then I'll slide down here. Let me know if this is making sense for you and if you feel like this will be beneficial to learn about yours. Let me see who's first on my list here. I'm seeing Ashley's. So, what was relevant, Ashley, for Sharon is going to be kind of relevant for you as far as the trend and when it's going to shift. So, hopefully, you were listening to that portion because you will also be in a different vibration up until around August. And that flows until your next birthday. So 9 plus 12 plus 8, I think comes to 29, which is again an 11-2 vibe. So we've got some probably no coincidences. So this will be a very like spiritual year. You might see yourself fine tuning or strengthening your spiritual muscles. And like I said before, an 11-2 vibe is also a master teacher and it's a number and it's also a very spiritual number. So it could be that either you start receiving some divine insights, downloads, if you are a spiritual teacher at heart on what you would like to be sharing, or you might take on some studies, or even a little bit of both. So if you've been thinking about that, it could be the universe's way of saying like, yep, it's time. But collaboration, I'm hearing, is going to be really important for your expression. And you should be in that 1 vibe right now. So hopefully you're stepping out in courage and faith. Hi, Aaliyah. Kristen says it makes sense. Crystal says it makes sense. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, Jennifer's questioning my math. Should I go back and check it? Sometimes I do loopy-doop. I don't think I said 27. I said 29, which comes out to 11-2. I don't mind you guys checking my math. It's probably good between the live streaming, channeling, maneuvering this little gadget. I don't mind you doing that, but I feel pretty confident with that. Ashley, if you're still here, let me know if this resonates and I'll bop back into, I got notes from my good friend Nancy. The 1 year, which is the vibration you're in right now, Ashley, I'm pretty sure I did my math right, is for new beginnings, new opportunities, new people. There's a nickname for the 1 vibration is being the pioneer. You're in leadership zone and very willful. Yeah, so let me know, Ashley, if that's resonating for where your sequence of events are in your life right now. I'm scrolling back down to see if you've replied. If you have, it's not showing up. I love your guys' feedback. It really helps me. So I'm going to erase this. And I think the next one on the list was Kristen with June 12th. Again, if I'm missing you, I promise I'll go back in the comments on my phone. Just going to work with what I've got popping up in front of me right now to make this easier. I love you guys for being so patient and playing with me today. All right. So, Kristen, this will be speaking to the vibration that will be happening for you around May. And up until April, you're going to be in the previous number. So 6 plus 12, 18, 8. I'm getting 26. I was wondering if we were going to see some 8 vibes in an 8 year. Anybody want to check my math on that? I'm fine with it, but I'm pretty sure I've got it. Okay, so Kristen, that means, girl, I know Kristen personally. So, babe, that means you've been in a 7 vibration since last May or June, and you're going to be in a 7 until like April, May. And I always apologize to people who are going through a 7 year. Literally, my nickname for it is trials, tribulations, and rerouting. There are some great things about a 7. It is a very spiritual year, but there's always so many delays and obstacles, and it's building your trust muscles, but it's also a year of refinement. So again, this is a vibration that you've been in, Kristen. I'll get to the 8 section and segment in a second. So 7 is a rough for a lot of people. Your best friend is going to be going within and asking the divine for help and guidance. It's also known as the mystic healer, the counselor, the hermit. You may find that you're kind of better off alone or being left to your own devices. Yeah, when you feel like you're being rerouted, like if you're shooting an arrow at a target and it's not working out, it's a perfect time to say, okay, hold on, why isn't this working out for me? And a lot of times you're being rerouted because there's something for you to visit or the timing may be off. So that will come to a close for you, Kristen, and completion right around that May, June timeline. And then you're going to be in an 8 year. And the reason why the 7 is rerouting, and refining you is because when you go into an 8 vibration in an 8 year, your manifestations are going to be just boom, 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 boom. And you'll almost wake up as if things are being worked out for you. The other things to note about an 8 is also that it material satisfaction, yay, but it's a very powerful reaping what you sow kind of year. So really pay attention to what seeds you're planting. 8 is a very masculine vibration, and sometimes people can get too powerful, like be a little too authoritarian. And so you may need to like kind of catch yourself later on in the year, like June, on, just take some deep breaths and ask yourself to be patient with, it could be people that aren't keeping your pace or things going as fast as you would like. But it will feel quite different going from that 7 to that 8 vibration. So let me know, Kristen, if this makes sense to you and if it feels supportive. Let me just see if there's anything else that the divine wants me to. No, I feel like we've touched it. We've touched it. It is important to construct and not deconstruct when you get in that 8 vibe. All right. Let me see. Just reading. It's been a year. Resonate to it being a hard year. Yeah, those 7 vibes. Like I said, anytime I see somebody have a 7 year, one other thing I like to share about that just popped in is a lot of people have health circumstances that they need to address, and addressing that in a 7 year, taking care of the body, taking care of the mind, really helps you keep the pace of that 8 year. So health issues a lot of time come into play in that 7 year as well. It's all about looking within and lots of introspection and reflection. I'm scrolling up. I think, hi Cindy, I think Crystal may be my next one. February 25th. Love you, Kristen. It'll get better, babe. Things will shift. Thank you for letting me do your numbers. All right, Crystal, 2 plus 25 plus 8. I feel like I saw another comment from Jennifer, like, how are you doing this? So I'm just popping it up here again. February 25th, and it's an 8 year. Crystal's already had her birthday. So these trends are already set. Now I want to say something about numerology and these readings and the insight that I'm providing. This is not like a script of your life. These are like energetic trends, and I feel it's important to know like what the universe is kind of providing for you so that you can co-create and go with the flow better. A lot of times if we don't know kind of like what's going on, what's being offered to us, we can kind of try to fight against it, try to overpower it. And if it's just kind of like the forecast, like the energetic forecast for you personally for the year, I think it's just always better to try to go in the flow of traffic through with the energetic stream. All right, so Crystal, feel free to check my math. 7, 10. Did you go into a 7-year? Let me just check this again. Yeah, 7. No, hold on. 17. 7 plus 10 is 17, and then you do 1 plus 7 equals 8. So I don't know if you guys want to look at how I did that. The 10 came from the 8 in the 2. Everything's backwards for me, which makes 17. And you just, Crystal, ended a 7-year where you had all those trials and tribulations, and you're now in a very powerful business building 8-year. I would say just pay attention to those authoritarian vibes. The energy with an 8 can be, like I said, very controlling or demanding or expectatious. And we kind of want to moderate that, kind of catch yourself from being like too demanding. But it's a perfect year to build a business and reap what you sow. One of the things I like to strongly recommend to people who have an 8-year going on, I lost my wiper, is intentions are everything. And never is it more important for your success in the year to be intentional. So one of the things that I'm really mindful about when I'm going through an 8-year is I almost set intentions for my day. This isn't just your goal list. Like, this is like who you want to be and what you want to experience and how you want to show up. I set my intentions in the morning, and then I kind of review and reassess and set intentions at night. I'm just super, super, super intentional because the vibrations will cause things to manifest. And if you're out of sorts, you could potentially manifest caca. Nobody wants caca, unintentionally. So just really pay attention to your thoughts and the things that you're asking for, and for sure, be asking. If you're not asking the divine for things or setting intentions, please get on that intentional horse and do that. Cindy's one of the few people that I've done a numerology profile as an individual service. Because you learn a lot through those. And so now we're going to do her personal year. So, Cindy, your birthday's around the corner. So I'm probably not going to talk a whole lot about I'll talk a little bit about the vibration that's leaving. 15 plus 30 is 45. So that's a 9 for you. Hopefully, Jennifer, this is making sense. That's a 9 for you. So Cindy, that means that you are on the you are on the downslope of an 8-year and you're going into a 9-year. So I'd like to talk about the 9 because we've heard a lot about the 8s with the last couple of examples that I've done. 9 is a big completion cycle. It's also a very psychic year. The nicknames for a 9 is like humanitarian, psychic, creative, and completion. It's also kind of AKA the metaphysician. So if you find yourself dabbling in some more of the like healing arts, that'll be a very strongly intuitive year. It's also a year for like charitable things, giving things away. You might decide to clean out closets. A lot of timelines will be ending. Maybe you have projects that you'll finally finish. What you want to be careful about in a 9-year is you don't give away more than you actually have. So be careful. That humanitarian vibe sometimes bite you in the booty. That's why, like for me, even for example, I really pay attention to tithing not only my money to things that I care about, but my time and my talents as well. I know that you even have products and you're very generous with those. So 9 year is like we want to give things away, but don't give away more than you can give. Sometimes nine vibration can see some levels of extremism. So you might find that you have to like rein yourself back if you get too involved, too invested, or too obsessed with something. Or like a situation, or I don't know, I'll just throw it out there, like a conspiracy theory or something like that. You might have to be like, check yourself. All right, we've had enough of that. Let's bring it back. Is this really serving me? Um, so hopefully that resonates for you. And I'm hoping you heard the portion for the 8. Um, Not understanding the 11 too. I'm reading Jennifer's comment. So when you have a master number, and I usually use 3 of them, 11, 22, and 33 are the master numbers that the divine has asked me to pay attention to. When you have a master number, great question, by the way, Jennifer. When you have a master number, you usually are carrying 2 vibes. You kind of almost have like 2 missions. In this case, you will have like 2 signature frequencies really riding with you for your personal year. And so 1 plus 1 makes 2, and that's how you get 11 2. For whoever's numerology I was doing, they were coming off of a 1 year, so it makes sense that they would have a 2 year. But the 22 and the 33 are also something else that I pay attention to. Aaliyah's given me her life path number. I love that. I don't need it, but it's welcome. Thank you. Cindy says this is totally resonating. Yay. So any of the 8 vibe information that I shared, Cindy, still applies to you for the next several months. Get really intentional. That authoritarian kind of vibration is very kind of masculine. Crystal said, I claim my intuitive gifts to be the core of my reality. Awesome. That's going to be really beneficial. Okay, so you don't have to scroll up again. Oh, okay. She's dropping her numbers again. Let me see who's next. I'm so glad you're here, Aaliyah. I sent her a voice note. I'm like, I always smile when I see you. And I really, really do. Okay. I am seeing Jennifer's next. I gotta scroll up and then Aaliyah. All right. Looks like we're all on the same page with how we're doing this. Jennifer, July 23rd. Oh, don't need that. What am I doing? Plus 23, plus the 8. So 38. And you have an 11-2 vibe. Maybe you already knew that, and maybe that's why you were asking me about that, Jennifer. So I don't know if you already heard some of the trends regarding the 1, it being kind of like a solo year. It's very much an entrepreneurship year for you leading up to like June-ish, mid-June. And then you'll switch to this spiritual illumination and master teacher vibe. Is there anything? 11-2 vibes also can have bouts of extremism. So just really like pay attention, call yourself out. If you're investing your time and energy into something and it's not giving you anything delicious, fruitful, prosperous, increasing your joy or peace, really ask yourself if this is worth it. Yeah. Hopefully that's supportive. I feel like you could end up doing some teaching if you wanted to, and also study. Study may be on your mind as you're moving into that new vibration. Anything else? Oh, the collaboration and cooperation. The divine wants me to touch base on the 2 portion of that. 2 is very also compatible for romantic partnerships and working with other people. And it's a very lots of feminine energy, interaction. You may find yourself like hosting get-togethers or getting together. There's usually a lot of women, female interaction in a two vibe, and that really kind of tampers. It lessens the intensity of the 11. Yeah, networking, spending lots of time with other women tends to be a side effect of having a two in your personal year. All right, let me know if that makes sense for you, Jennifer, and if it's resonating. La la la. The next one on my list is Aaliyah, and then Lisa Elaine. Aaliyah, 4, you're April babes. You're a day after my son's birthday. 4, 14, and then an 8. So 18 plus 8, 26. So you're going also into an 8-year. I'm just checking my math again. Let me know if you did the math and if that resonates for you. That means that you would be in a 7 right now, and it should be easing up. Right about now should be the time that 7 turnarounds, tribulations, things not working out as you planned, where you're really maybe playing the role of the hermit, kind of going within. Maybe you stayed off social media. Just really things not working out as planned, and you're constantly being asked to trust, 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 and kind of navigate that inner journey about what's next, and maybe even identifying areas of sabotage or patterns that are keeping you from being healthy body, healthy minded. All of that's going to be really, really important soul work before you charter out in that 8 vibration year, because things will be manifesting so rapidly. Yeah, babe, happy birthday. And you're in Aries, which I wouldn't have guessed, but it's good. Aries are my people too. Hi, Beth. 2023 was rough. Yes, that makes sense. I'm just coming down to your comments. Thank you, Lisa Lane. Yes, you got 8 too. Thank you for checking my math. Yay. Okay, great. Lisa Elaine, I'm popping up to yours. Aaliyah, thank you for letting me shine the light on you and offering you this personal year forecast, and brighter skies ahead, babe. And make sure you get so intentional. Remember, like in the 80s, I don't know how many of you are in my age group, but in the 80s, we had that song like, let's get physical, physical. I really would like to encourage anybody who has an 8-year to get intentional, intentional, and just be like so focused on what you would like to see happen and what you would like to experience and who you want to be, how you want to show up, because life's going to throw you delicious curveballs, and nobody needs more Cruella. Most of the world doesn't need more Cruella. All right. I'm on Lisa Elaine now. October, are you a Halloween baby? How interesting. This is the night that my numbers Nancy, Numerology Nancy, passed away. So I'm just having a moment. 31 plus 9 is 40. So you, my friend, my dear sweet Lisa Elaine friend, you are in a 3 vibration until about September. So I'll tell you about the 3 because it's fun. And then you'll be switching into a 4. I love that you're receiving this insight now, because I feel like it might help you navigate and charter the course a little bit more flowy, which is what we're being asked to do with this information, to get really like co-creative with the divine and being like, okay, I will allow this, because it's just the trend. It's the tide that you're dealing with, and going against the tide can be exhausting. So Lisa Elaine, your 3-year that you're firmly planted into right now is literally nicknamed the artist. This is when the vibrations are literally to creatively express the joy of living. What I find happens to a lot of go get 'em people is they try to do construction or hard work in a 3 year, and everything in your system and even the energetics really wants you to enjoy the journey. Putting joy in the journey really wants you to like appetize all of your senses. So really focusing on how things feel, what they smell like, just really indulging your senses and creating. In a 3 year, you may receive more divine inspirations about things to create than you actually have time to create them. And that's okay, because the 4 year is when the construction happens. The 4 years when you start putting everything all together. The 4 year is when all that, you need that creative downtime to be able to do the work in the 4 year. If you try to work hard and put a lot together, like systems and structure in place in a 3 year, you will be too tired to do the hard work that needs to happen in the 4 year. So this is the time, from now until September, to really experience the joy of living and being really present. Stop and smell the roses, stop and take long lunch breaks, take long baths, take long naps, and just allow yourself to be creative. That's how you can go with the flow in a 3 year. And then trust, by September it'll be all systems in place, building, 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 construction, construction, construction. And you'll be like, boy, I'm so glad I took that vacation or that time off and really indulged myself last year. Does that make sense? Scrolling down, checking comments. Cindy says, that totally resonates. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Reading. This is delightful. 100%. She said, woosah. Okay. All about flow. Yeah. So receive. If you stay too busy for the next, whatever it is, 6 months or something, if you stay too busy, you won't receive those creative insights and downloads. So take some time, reset, recalibrate, and try to receive these creative inspirations. And they're going to be too much to accomplish this year. You're not being asked to. You'll go through the refinement and the business building right around September, October, probably end of September. All right, Lisa Lane. So yeah, just receive the universe and the divine support. I'm seeing Lillian's. Who else? Jonathan. Scrolling back up. Howard. Are you on October 31st as well? So Lisa Lanes should have, if that's correct, Lisa Lanes should have supported you as well, Howard, which is amazing. The divine told me there would be synchronicities in here. So let me just see if there's anything else. Howard, did you pay attention to what I just shared with Lisa Elaine, and did it resonate for you also? Because you guys have the same, if that's the same birthday, you would have the same energetics going on. I can speak to the building of the 4 that happens a little bit. It's literally called, yes, okay, great. Just speaking to the 4 a little bit, and this won't be present until like September. The 4 is all about justice, honesty, hard work. It's literally nicknamed the Mason and the Builder. So I want you guys to understand, like, you need this time off and indulging all your senses. Yeah, I'm thinking Nancy too. You need this rest, and it will help you receive those insights and then build next year, or for you guys at the end of the year, closer to the end of the year. All right, I'm glad that's resonating. So we fulfilled Howard's. Let me see where else I am. Jonathan, August 10th, 8:10. Um, and I saw. Sorry, you guys are having to wait on me to figure this out. Lillian and Jonathan, if they're like I said, if you're on this live stream and you can see that I'm going past your name or your number, you can either comment again or I'll check my phone here shortly. So 8, 10, and 8. That's how we're doing that. 16 and 10 is 26. And so, Jonathan, you are also an 8. Right around July, you'll start to see, first, second week of July, you'll start to see that switch. Were you here on the live stream when I talked about the 7 and the 8? Because I feel like I've covered that a lot, but I also want you to feel served and supported. 7, lots of obstacles, lots of turnarounds, strength building, trust, and 8 is getting intentional and manifesting, receiving material wealth, very authoritarian vibe. I got you, Lillian. I'm just touching base with Jonathan. Jonathan, if you're still here, let me know if you received a lot of that 7-8 information earlier. And then I'll work on Lillian's. Lillian, you're 2 days after my son's birthday. So 4 plus 15 plus 8. So you're going to be seeing these trends change right about now from the number you were last year, because it shifts over time. So 12 plus 15 is 27. Lillian, you're going from an 8 year where you manifested a lot this year, into a 9 year. And I covered 9 earlier. It's all about completion, being the humanitarian. It's nicknamed the metaphysician. It's a very psychic number. 9 can be great about closing out timelines, chapters, and you may find yourself wanting to get rid of, purge, give things away. One of the disclaimers that I have for 9s is like, don't give away more than you actually have to give. I've gone through a 9 year, cleaned out all my closets, and then I swear to God, I wanted my juicer back because I got a little too aggressive with the clean out that I did. Eventually I got a new juicer, but I missed that juicer for like a year and a half. I don't know what I was thinking. I see Kristen's question. Hopefully we've addressed that. We don't use, for your personal year, I don't use your birth year. I just use the 6 and the 12 and then the 8 year that we're having now. So now I think we covered this one, Kristen. I think I'm looking at an old comment. I'm not doing like all the life path numbers and all that today, just the personal year. Okay, Beth, I see you and I see your birthday. Lillian, did you feel supported with that information? I spoke about 9 earlier, so I really maybe would like to encourage you to go back and catch the replay because I went through that a little bit more and there's more details around both the 8 year that you're completing and the 9 year that you're diving into. All right, Beth, November 2nd, and then the 8 year that we're going into comes out to 21. Is that right? 10? Yes. So, Beth, you are currently in a 2 year right now, and you will see this 3 year trend start to happen around October for you. Because you're so early in November. It might even be the end of September to the first week of October. You'll start to feel a shift happen. So let me speak to the 2 part of it. I spoke about this a little bit before. Awesome. She says, I don't have much to give away and purge. We'll catch the replay. Thank you, babe. Thank you so much for sharing and letting me share this message with you. All right, Beth, the nickname for 2 is the Peacemaker. And I'm sharing this with you because you're going to be in this vibration for a good portion of this year, really focused on tact, diplomacy, cooperation, your ability to make do with what is given. This is a very inspiring year. You'll bring like peaceful solutions to groups. There's a lot of female interaction. In a 2 year, you might decide to collaborate with others. There's a lot of female interaction. I think I said that already. Food's very important. So you may have like gatherings at your home around food or meet at restaurants, but food ends up being like a main event in a 2 year. And it can be a very like, because the essence of a 2 is such a feminine number, it can also be kind of like an emotional year, like where you're really getting in touch with your emotions. You're able to articulate and express your emotions better. And then when you go into a 3 year, it's the artist. You will be asked to create and indulge all your senses and really just enjoy the experience of being alive. So let me know if that is resonating and supportive, because you've been in that 2 vibe since October or so of last year, Miss Beth. It's great to see you on here. I'm glad we were able to connect. I'm just checking everybody's comments. I think everyone I can see on my laptop, I have touched base with. Peacemaker, cool. Yeah. Diplomatic, less confrontational. I'm not saying you are confrontational, but you will just feel this whole like resistance, non-interest to like fight or to stay in a conversation or be right. And you might find yourself just like deucing out or piecing out of things because it's just not worth the hassle, the headache, or your time. I'm checking the comments on my phone to make sure I'm not missing anybody's comments. Oh Lord, 69 comments. Thanks, lady. The peace element goes into the safety of my work. Beautiful. Feel free to share what your work is. We've been doing like introduce yourself Mondays. And it's been really great to like get to know everybody better and see what people are doing out in the world. I'm a Scorpio with attitude. I love that. And I love your like big energy. This isn't giving me, it's giving me live comments, but not previous comments. All right. So if you're on this live stream and you wanted me to decipher your numbers, and you've already dropped your birthday in the comments, I'm going to ask you to do it again because I'm not seeing anybody else's that I haven't gotten to yet. And I might just go ahead and share some of the other vibrations of numbers while we're waiting. The Divine's asking me to share a little bit about what's going on in this Facebook group. So I've spent some time setting up guest presenters, which if you'd like to be one, send me a message. It's going to be going on all throughout the year, and we have themed days now, which has been kind of a bit of a juggle for the beautiful souls in our global Facebook community that are on the Southern Hemisphere, but they're willing to honor our North American days of the week and themed days. And these presenters come from all walks of life, various backgrounds, and they'll be scheduling events just like I did today. So that's a great way to get to know who they are, what they'll be sharing, when they're going live, and how you can work with them or follow up with them. Being a guest presenter in this Facebook group does require some vetting. For me, I don't leave these positions open to just anyone. If somebody is on this schedule, it's because I know them, I've worked with them, I presented them before and I like their stuff. I've personally invited them, or I've set up a meeting to talk to them about who they are and what they're sharing. So this is me honoring my promise to keep this kind of like a safe and sacred sanctuary and playroom where we all get to come in and play. Yeah. So, just wanting to switch for anybody who's coming in later, watching this live stream or the replay, I kind of like to tell you a little bit about some of the other vibrations and numbers, because we didn't touch on all of them. The master number 22 is really important. It's a master builder number, and it's a very like teamwork makes the dream work vibe. It would be a year for big projects, big plans, big goals that would serve humanity. And so if you decide for your own personal year and you know you're going into a 4 year, rework the numbers and see if it's a 22 4 year, because if it's that makes a difference in the type of work that you would be doing. And there's always additional spiritual support and help in those years. Even the 11s, you're going to end up with more spiritual or like divine support, like things working out even better than you had planned. It'll feel like you get handed like overnight, just out of nowhere, awesome circumstances that are like, somebody's looking out for me. This is really awesome. And who doesn't need or love, we all love that, right? Some of the other numbers I did not touch on, actually, one of them is mine. I went into a 6 vibe. My birthday was a week ago today. That's one of the reasons why I'm sharing this gift with all of you. I went into a 6 year, and 6 is all about love, responsibility, romance. It's very much a teacher number. Ta-da! And I'll probably be teaching more this year. I want to add numerology as a study to my Spirit Messenger training curriculum. So anybody who currently owns Spirit Messenger training, this will just be additional. I don't create new products in my programs. I add them to the existing program. So when people invest in like Spirit Messenger training, what they have just up levels and up levels. It increases in value with no additional cost. So this will be a big teaching year for me. And home is really important in a 6 year, making your house a home and study. And I can definitely resonate with all of this. The house that we desire is on the vision board, and I am both teaching and studying currently simultaneously. So can definitely resonate with the vibe, and I'll be in that trend until February or March next year. 6 is just great for making a house a home. And we've definitely been doing that. One of the other numbers I wanted to speak to is actually the 5. So if anybody had a 4, you may want to pay attention to the 5. 5 is all about change and growth. It can be a year of travel and freedom. Communication is really big, and that can come in the form of channeling, writing. But 5 is where plans can change on a dime. So if you are booking travel in a 5 year, get the insurance for it, pay the extra to be able to switch your travel dates. That's a really good tip. And a 5 year is all about learning how to live and let go and moving forward and accepting changes, accepting people the way they are, accepting circumstances the way they are. It's again like really allowing. And you'll be looking for tons of adventure in a 5 year. And I think that might be it. We did the 1, we did the 2, we did the 3, 4, 5, 6, did 7 quite a bit, 8, 9, 11 and 22. The only other one is that master number 33. So if you get a 6, maybe I should do mine and see if I have a 33. 3, 13, and an 8. So 16 plus 8, 14. No, I do not have a 33 year. 33 is a master healer year. Or master healer number, and it's all about healing through joy being your medicine. And I always love seeing that in somebody's like personal profile that I work up, because they're the coolest kind of healers, because they don't take themselves too seriously, And one of the people that I work with has the messy guru, Rachel. She has the Master Healer 33 vibe in her numerology, and it's, you know, the intensity. I think a lot of healers have a lot of intensity about them, and they're very like serious about their work. And knowing someone with that master healer, where joy is their medicine, it's such a like warm and inviting, less serious, less intense, less strict kind of way of being the medicine or providing the medicine. So let me know, how are you feeling about these insights that I'm sharing with you today? Did you feel like they were fruitful and beneficial? Do you feel like you got some tips that you can implement? Tell me how you're going. You're so welcome, Charmaine. Oh, hi, Charmaine. What is this? December 25th. You want me to work this for you? Sorry. Just popped up. So we'll do Charmaine, see where she's at on the scope of things. 25, 12, 8. Let me see where you are. 20, 45. So in December, in December, you're going to go into a 9-year, but you're also in an 8, manifesting vibration in an 8 year. For never has it been more important for you to be setting intentions, Miss Charmaine. It's a very business building year, a very like in charge, authoritarian year. You got to be careful this year not to lose your temper and kind of expect or demand too much from others. It's very masculine. Get it done. What's next? Get it done. Kind of vibration. And then 9 that you'll be sliding into right around the end of November will be all about completing projects, completion, getting things done, getting things wrapped up. You'll decide, I won't be doing this again, or that's enough of that, you know, cancel, withdraw from that subscription. It's a time where my friend Nancy used to say, when she was at the completion cycle, she would say, I'm in the done frame. I'm in the done frame, which meant she was in the mindset to be done with this. And if I could describe a 9-year completion cycle of a 9-year, it's that doneness. You may want to go back, Charmaine, if you weren't here, and listen to the replay, because I did dive into the 9 about some of the hazards of giving more away than you have to give. It's a very charitable vibration, and sometimes lends itself to a little bit of extremism. So you may want to catch yourself and really ask, like, is this serving me? Is this supporting me? And if it's not, head out of it. So does anyone have any questions around anything that I've shared? I've loved diving into the numerology with you today. I really feel like I honored my beautiful friend Nancy. I received guidance and meditation that she was definitely here with me and walking the steps alongside me as I was sharing this beautiful offering to all of you. Sorry about the glare on my glasses. So I think it's about time. I think it's time that we close this out. Thank you for allowing me to contribute my time and talents in our beautiful Facebook group. And if you'd like to be a presenter, whether you have been or before, reach out to me. We can discuss that. And keep your eye on the events tab to see who is shining and sharing their beautiful magic and medicine in our lovely Facebook community. Yeah, I just appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Happy spring equinox. And one more thing, this week we have a solar eclipse, which is, some of you may see doors slamming shut and new beginnings. So if something's trying to leave your life, let it go, let it go, let it go. Okay? All right, I'm sending you so much love, Soul Fam. Enjoy your beautiful spring or autumn equinox, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye. Thank you so much for checking out this video today. Be sure to like the video, share, subscribe to my channel. And if you really had a wonderful experience on this video, I invite you to share your reflections in the comments section. I love reading those. And if you would like to explore some more of my juicy magic and medicine, please visit my website at newearthmagicschool.com and register for my email list. I've got some things that you're going to love exploring. And if you would like to join our wonderful safe space on Facebook, we have a beautiful community called Be Your Own Guru. Until next time, bye bye.